This is a massive auxiliary parking lot, overflow, what have you, probably convention related. So I recall years ago there being like a tennis center over there. Maybe not, I mean a building and a few tennis courts. I'm pretty sure why they would all let that go, because I recall this kind of fishing area, and then again what looks like what could be parts of a golf course inside there. So interesting that all this space is not being used right now. I tell you, if Disney Vacation Club were to come in here, they'd find some use. I mean, look at this volleyball net here. This is kind of random, huh? I think this is a fishing area. I'm going to go up there and take a look. Well, it was a fishing area. That maybe seems like more of a kayak area. Something like that. I'm going to try to get around the other side. Certainly not being used right now. Little beach over here. There's a lot to explore in this resort. So, it has a little beach here. There's some boats here right on the water's edge, and some paddle boats. Okay. Some cranes. So a little paddleboat rental area. A little warm for it today. And you know, this kind of looks like a little just deck area there. So wait, there's a green, either a practice green or maybe that's part of the actual golf course. Okay, now I know this walkway wraps around this lake. It will go all the way to the other side and take you into the hotel area. Now, I think I'm gonna have to walk back to the car because I didn't put on any sunblock. So there's kind of the front side of that, I guess what's a little rental area. Got the fat bike. I've been on those. Water bike, I forget the exact name. Now what looks like over here, perhaps like a pitch and putt. I mean, you know, you wouldn't have all those holes together on a normal golf course. So it looks like they may have converted this to a pitch and putt course. You know, for those unfamiliar, it's not even like a 9-hole or a par 3, it's even less. You're literally taking like 3 clubs with you. As you can probably see here, these guys are just going around with just a couple of clubs. So interesting, pitch and putt area, something like that. Some of these walkways and sitting areas, underpasses. Reminiscent better than, not even any Disney resort has a pool like this. This is the standard. I mean, this is above, way beyond standard. This takes things to a whole new level. We are underneath some of the caves of this pool area. One of the hot tubs here. Big fitness area. This is in the cave area of the pool. swim through these caves in the shade, spend all day in the shade. It is 20 degrees cooler in here, maybe not 20. Minimum 10 degrees cooler out in this cave area than out there, if you can hear me. Pool bar. Oh, they've got air conditioning blowing in here. Oh my heavens. Wow. I think I'm gonna claim these seats. So this is the Grand Cypress. This is a restaurant down here on this level, so you're gonna wanna walk upstairs into the lobby, see what we can find in there. Still a little warm. It's just prior to 4 o'clock. Beautiful temperature in here. Pretty quiet. Everybody's out at the parks or out at the pool. It's down in the convention area. There's another walkway to the parking area. There's a parking garage underneath here. From what I understand, SIXT 6T runs the golf resort here. Big open atrium. Big aim of all lobbies these days is to open things up. This is the Grand View Terrace. Look at this. I mean, awesome colors, great decor. I mean, what you'd like and want of a, you know you're in a Hyatt. You know you're in something special here. I mean, just look at the lobby. But on top of that, it's great decor. I was hoping for a lobby viewing elevator. This will do well as well. So we're looking sort of towards the north. See any landmarks. So this is the view down into the open lobby. I love hotels that have this. Almost all embassy suites seem to have some lobby set up like this. View of the Grand Cypress pool. Looks like a water park. I assure you it's not. Only one water slide. Very impressive nonetheless. So as you look out here, first building in the forefront is going to be Four Seasons. It looks like I can make out contemporary Bay Lake Tower right behind it. Let's pan over this way. We can see Swan, Dolphin, and then Hollywood Tower of Terror over here. There's the big blue building for Guardians of the Galaxy, and then the Epcot sphere is behind it, so that building, which is somewhat hard to make out, that disappearing blue, especially with some of that rain coming in. I'm gonna try to get it, perhaps dip in the pool before that rain makes it. You can also see Cirque du Soleil, other areas of Disney Springs, formerly West Side. And this gives you an idea of, and this definitely looks like there was some golf course development on this side. So the Windermere Road is right there. And on the other side is a golf course, at least one 18-hole course. On this side here, we've got some equipment down there, as you can see. There are signs referencing villas and a golf course club on this side of the road. I can tell you the only thing I remember on this side of the road was a tennis area right about beyond that foreground there, which has some, it looks like that's the pitch and putt area I was describing. So on this floor here, there was a sign that said Skyview. It was like the Skyview, I think, like club member area. Not sure if it's still functioning. It was never an area you could just freely go into. It seems pretty quiet. We've got some rental action out there. I don't know the name of those boats. Now the sun has gotten behind some clouds. Not too bad to get out there. This is a little terrace area. It's utilized when they have like functions specifically in the lobby. They've had the NFL Pro Bowl in here a few times, and it gets pretty crowded in the lobby, so people walk around. And this area, I've seen it used for that. It's a little gazebo out here. As I mentioned earlier, that walkway out there at the edge of the lake will take you all the way around and bring you in here. You can go all the way back around to that parking area we were in earlier. Down there is one of the restaurants. Opens at 5 o'clock. They do have magical dining there tonight. I am tempted. I'm not necessarily dressed for it. I'd rather sample some food and wine at Epcot, and I believe that's going to be the goal. So we do have a gift shop here. It's open. Market with coffee. So that's something you'd see at any Disney resort. Having some grab and go available at any time. Some sandwiches, yogurt. Now, this said all day dining. However, I could not get a reservation anytime between 1:45 and 5 p.m. It seems like it's been a little bit renovated since last time I was here. I mean, this is very attractive. Now that I'm here, if I can sit at that bar and do magical dining, I may very well do that. Give me a good opportunity to get some pictures and stuff, and I'll still have time to stop by the food and wine. Pretty sure they do a big breakfast buffet down here. Didn't need to use the restroom. So here's the arcade. Again, rivals, you know, maybe not contemporary art of animation or pop century. Those arcades are amazing. But we got a Disney themed. So I guess you win the big mini. Oh, and you have to get the scissors in the right place. That would be amazing. And we've got a retro Pac-Man. I mean, that scores major points. Ms. Pac-Man, even better. Anything Nintendo themed, my gosh. So they got it going on over here, and then there's a whole separate room. They've got one of these deals, trying to win prizes, lining stuff up correctly. Little crab claw. Dispensing, that's the, used to be Dippin' Dots. Call them beads of ice cream. These are like little skill games. Very difficult, but I've seen people win them, at least on YouTube. Nerf. Jurassic Park, awesome. Some more Crane Claw. Not bad. What a great hotel. Once again, I am home. There should be music out here, and it's not. You hear it just now. As I always say, it's funny, sometimes I go in the breezeway or over there. This is going towards the breezeway. Sometimes I walk through the hotel. You never know which. It's funny, I've started to see other people really admire that room. It's just, if you're from a beach town, it's very much reminds you of home. I have to run back to my car. I don't have to, but I am. I want my phone holder. Welcome to Food and Wine 2025. I believe it's my first time being here on opening day. I was working at Woody's Lunchbox one year on opening day. And then I don't remember if there was Food and Wine in 2020. With all the COVID and the masks. I don't remember. But I was working at Star Tours at that time. Just cooled off rather noticeably, which probably means there's some rain coming in. So hopefully we don't get soaked. I'm here for escargot, some schnitzel, beer, and hopefully some Japanese steak. We have here a traditional American Wagyu beef served over rice, homemade pickles, peppers, and ginger. So this is the Wagyu Don bowl. I would say a little more beef would be great because the ginger just takes over. It's almost like a hamburger mashed up with rice. So, Joey Fatone just played Jukebox Hero. So that was our taste of Japan. I wanted to do something with beef. So it was beef, ginger, so Togo Rashi pepper, probably saying that way wrong, over steamed rice. The rice was pretty good, you know, for something that's been sitting. So Joey Fatone. Thought he was doing a cover. So this is like 80s cover band. They're really playing here a few different times. Germany has a pretty long line. We walked right up to Japan, where he wants their schnitzel. Waiting under some cover. Some nasty lightning out there. Even I'm a little bit skeptic, so I'm just gonna wait 10 minutes and drink a beer. Getting absolutely hammered by rain. Not every day is a success. I consider today a failure. I didn't get the beer I wanted. I did get one of the 3 food targets. The weather got in the way. And then now that the rain has stopped, like they've taken down the multi-cashiers, so the lines have started to just crawl, where they've gone from 3 to 6 cashiers down to 1. So I can't sit in that long line. I'm gonna have to call it a day. It's fine. We'll be back. Probably tomorrow. And I'll get the food I'm looking for. Sure was hot today until that rain came in. Always like to do a merchandise peek. Pass holder only. I'm not gonna thumb through too much here, if at anything. These look cool. Probably looked at these before. Don't see the price, can't really read it. You can keep looking. $39.99. Pretty cool wine glass. You have to buy at least two. $14.99. Ooh, beer mug. You can get away with buying one of these. $16.99. I think these tumblers have been $19. Oh, wow, never mind. I was way off. And I've looked at a bunch of them. It's $34.99. Surprised you're not flooded with food and wine stuff in here. I gotta work early in the morning, so Epcot closes at 9 tonight. Now, the people who are depending on the Skyliner will have to walk up to the front of the park, take buses. If their destination was Art of Animation, Riviera, Pop Century, no boats going over there. And folks right here telling the unfortunate travelers to be, the Skyliner ceases operation when parks go on lightning hold. Minor inconvenience during most of the year, a little bit more prevalent, common between July and mid-September. So again, not every day is a complete success, but we're leaving with a smile on our face. Glad we came to opening day nonetheless. Tasted some beer. Got my Wagyu, so that's one item down. So we knew we wanted Japanese beef. We'll have plenty of opportunity for our schnitzel and our escargot. Adieu, adieu, as they say. It is always bittersweet leaving. I'll be staying here as a guest on Tuesday, so plenty of opportunity to run over, although for some of those food and wine stuff that I missed. However, staying here as a guest, I plan to be here as much as possible, hanging out at Storm Along Bay. Luckily, I will not be too tempted to do food at Beaches and Cream because I don't like it anymore. Not the food, just not. The food's fine. The atmosphere is not what it used to be. Wish I could stay later tonight. Work is work. Adulting. Excuse me. Look at that it is now. I'm an hour away from home. I want to get some food, and even if I went to bed right now, I'd get about 8 hours of sleep. So with the bad weather, you can often find some naughty souls, especially at this pool. But that was some nasty lightning. Even I refused to walk through it. And then the rain came. But it wasn't the rain, but it was barely raining and drizzling for 5-10 minutes. I stood underneath cover at that store in Germany, because it was lightning pretty hard, if that's a term. There was a lot of dangerous lightning in the area. Might be the more proper way to put it. And I wasn't going to take any chances. I was in no rush to do anything. That's the beauty of being a local. I chatted with some folks from South Carolina, DVC members as well. Their home resort was Saratoga Springs. Been members for about 10 years. They said they're extremely happy with DVC and their multiple trips per year. They had even been to Hawaii